One nut is quietly destroying erections in men over 60, and most guys have no idea. It's sitting right there in your kitchen pantry. Looks healthy, tastes great, but it inflames your arteries, disrupts testosterone, and slowly shuts down circulation where it matters most. But the good news is this: for every nut that harms, there are four powerful ones that heal. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara. For over 30 years, I've worked with men just like you. Men who felt their energy was slipping, their joints getting stiffer, their memory fading, and their drive nearly gone. Many thought it was just part of aging. It's not. Most of the time, it's nutrition. Simple choices repeated daily that either build you up or break you down. And that's where these four must-have nuts come in. They don't just fill you up, they activate blood flow, they lubricate your joints, they sharpen your brain, and even support testosterone, all naturally, without pills or gimmicks. But here's the part most men miss. You have to know which ones to choose and which one to avoid at all costs. Because once you do, you unlock strength you thought was gone forever. So stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly which nuts to eat, how much, and when. Starting with the one that rewires your brain and recharges your heart from the inside out. You do not want to miss this. Before we dive into these powerful nuts that can restore your energy, memory, and joint strength, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another natural health tip designed specifically for men over 60. If this topic speaks to you, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. If it didn't hit the mark, type 0 so I can keep improving these videos for you. Now, let's begin with the first nut on my list, and it's one I recommend to nearly every patient over 60, not because it tastes good, but because it feeds the most important organ you have, your brain. It's a simple nut, often overlooked, yet it's packed with compounds that reduce inflammation, support memory, and keep your mind sharp well into your 70s and beyond.
Number 1. Walnuts, the brain's best friend. That nut is the walnut. I remember one of my patients, Bill, who came to see me when he was 66. He had just retired from a lifelong career in engineering, a brilliant man. But what struck me was how uncertain he felt about the next phase of his life. "Doc," he told me, "I used to be sharp. Now I can't even remember where I parked my car." His memory was slipping, and along with it, his confidence, his energy, and even his motivation. He was scared, not of illness, but of fading away slowly, mentally and emotionally. So I asked him a simple question. What are you feeding your brain? He looked confused. Like most people, he thought brain decline was just an unavoidable part of aging. But the truth is, your brain is like any other muscle. It needs the right fuel to stay strong. That's when I introduced him to one of the simplest, most powerful foods I recommend for men over 60, walnuts. These humble little nuts are packed with alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that directly reduces brain inflammation and protects neural pathways. Studies have shown that older adults who eat walnuts regularly score better on cognitive tests, things like memory, processing speed, and even emotional resilience. And it's not just about preventing decline. I've seen men improve their focus, regain their creativity, and even reconnect more deeply with their spouses just by getting their mental clarity back. But it's not just what's inside the walnut that matters. It's what it does for the rest of the body, too. Walnuts are rich in antioxidants, especially vitamin E, which supports healthy blood flow to the brain and joints. They help reduce CRP, C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation linked to both dementia and joint stiffness. For men struggling with creaky knees and cloudy thoughts, that's a game changer. When Bill started adding a small handful of raw walnuts to his daily breakfast, it didn't take long. About 3 weeks later, he emailed me with excitement in his voice. "Doc, I can actually follow through a conversation again. I don't feel lost anymore. My energy lasts longer, and I'm sleeping deeper than I have in years." His wife later told me, half joking, "It's like I got my husband back." That's the power of feeding your brain the right way, Not with pills, not with endless coffee, but with real healing food. Food that works with your body, not against it. But as much as walnuts strengthen the mind and ease the joints, there's another nut, far less common, that works like rocket fuel for your hormones. Most men don't even know it exists. Yet this one tiny nut contains a mineral so powerful it can ignite your testosterone, restore thyroid function, and supercharge your energy in just days. It only takes 1 or 2 per day, and the results can feel almost unfair. Let me show you exactly what it is.
Number 3. Pistachios, the erections enhancer. There's a moment I'll never forget. A man named George, 68 years old, sat across from me during a quiet afternoon in my clinic. His voice was low, almost hesitant. He looked down at his hands and said, "Dr. Kara, my wife and I, we're still in love. We still hold hands. But when it comes to intimacy, things just don't work like they used to, and I miss it more than I ever thought I would." That kind of honesty takes courage, and believe me, I hear it all the time. For many men over 60, intimacy becomes a source of quiet frustration. They don't feel broken, they just feel disconnected from a part of themselves that once felt strong and natural. And it's not about vanity, it's about connection, confidence, manhood. I told George what I've told countless others. When blood flow slows down, so does everything else. Erections are a circulatory event. If blood isn't flowing freely, nothing's going to work the way it should. And one of the easiest, most natural ways to support healthy blood flow without medications is with a humble nut you've probably walked past in the store 100 times: the pistachio. Most men have no idea that pistachios are rich in L-arginine, a powerful amino acid that your body uses to produce nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the key molecule that opens up your blood vessels, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to flow exactly where it needs to. In fact, in a clinical study conducted in Turkey, men who consumed pistachios daily for 3 weeks experienced significant improvements in erectile function, sexual satisfaction, and even cholesterol levels. That got George's attention, so I suggested he add a small handful, about 30 grams, of unsalted, dry-roasted pistachios to his afternoon snack. No added oils, no salt, just pure, natural pistachios. Within a month, he came back with a quiet smile. "My wife noticed," he said, "and I did too." But it wasn't just his performance that improved. He had more energy throughout the day. His mood was better. His confidence was different, stronger, calmer. Because when a man feels like himself again, everything else falls into place. Pistachios also contain plant sterols, antioxidants, and healthy fats that support cardiovascular health. And remember, what's good for your heart is good for your erections. They also help regulate blood sugar, which is critical for men with diabetes or prediabetes, conditions that often sabotage circulation and hormone balance. Now, if you're going to add pistachios to your daily routine, here's what I always recommend. Keep it simple. Choose natural, unsalted varieties. Avoid the honey-roasted or heavily salted kinds. They may taste great, but they'll counteract the very benefits you're trying to gain. George is just one man who've rediscovered their vitality through something as simple as a daily handful of pistachios. And that's the beauty of what I teach. Small, consistent changes that restore your body's natural strength and flow. But while pistachios can unlock blood flow and bedroom confidence, there's one more nut I want to share with you. This one doesn't just help your circulation or your hormones. It helps something far more frustrating: stiff joints, aching knees, and the slow loss of physical independence. This next nut is packed with a forgotten mineral that most older men are missing. And once you bring it back into your life, you might be surprised at how easily you start moving again. Let's talk about it.
Number 2. Brazil nuts, the testosterone igniter. I'll never forget Frank. He was 72 when he first walked into my office, tall, polite, dressed neatly in a blazer. But something in his eyes told me he was carrying a weight far heavier than age. After we exchanged some pleasantries, he leaned in and whispered, "Doc, I just don't feel like a man anymore." He wasn't talking about pride or ego. He was talking about the slow, quiet loss that so many men feel but rarely say out loud. The drop in vitality, drive, energy, and confidence that creeps in after 60. Frank told me he used to wake up with energy, laugh easily, feel passionate about life and connection with his wife. Now he felt flat. He wasn't depressed, he just wasn't himself. I ordered a full workup, and it confirmed what I suspected. His testosterone levels had dropped, and his thyroid was underperforming. But here's what most people miss. Many times both of those systems are tied to one overlooked mineral, selenium. That's when I introduced Frank to one of the smallest but most potent nuts on Earth, the Brazil nut. Just one Brazil nut contains more than 100% of your daily selenium needs. This trace mineral is absolutely critical for testosterone production, sperm health, thyroid function, and even mood regulation. I explained to Frank that selenium helps the Leydig cells in the testes produce testosterone efficiently, while also reducing oxidative stress in the body. It's like flipping a switch back on. But I also warned him, moderation matters. Too much selenium can be harmful over time. So we kept it simple. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day, no more, no less, raw or dry roasted, eaten in the morning. Within 4 weeks, something changed. He came back into my office smiling, standing a little taller. "Doc, I feel like someone plugged me back into the wall." His energy had returned, his wife noticed the difference, and most importantly, he noticed it. That glimmer in his eyes, it was back. Selenium also plays a key role in thyroid hormone conversion, which is vital for metabolism, weight control, and overall mood. Frank had struggled for years with fatigue and a sluggish body temperature. After a few weeks on the Brazil nut protocol, his thyroid numbers improved, and he even started walking daily again, without dragging his feet. It's remarkable how such a tiny nut can make such a big difference in a man's life. No synthetic hormones, no expensive treatments, just giving your body a nutrient it desperately needs and letting nature do the rest. But here's the interesting part. While Brazil nuts help fire up your inner engine, there's another nut much more familiar that can reignite something entirely. I'm talking about better circulation, stronger intimacy, and yes, firmer erections. There's a reason this nut was used in ancient cultures to enhance performance, and modern science now confirms it works. Ready to find out what it is? Let's keep going. 4. Almonds, the joint and bone builder. When I first met Leonard, he was 70 and still walking a few miles a day. He was proud of that. But over the past year, his joints had started to slow him down. He told me, "Doc, it's not that I don't want to move, it's that it hurts when I do. My knees crack, my hands feel stiff in the morning, and by the afternoon, I just want to sit." He wasn't looking for pain pills or surgeries. What he wanted was freedom. The freedom to move without thinking, to wake up, walk outside, and feel like his body wasn't fighting against him. And that's when I asked him, "Are you getting enough magnesium?" He blinked. "From what?" he asked. "Spinach?" I smiled and said, "You could, but there's an easier and tastier way to do it. Almonds." Most people think of almonds as just a healthy snack, but for men over 60, they're far more than that. Almonds are loaded with magnesium, a mineral most older adults are severely deficient in, and one that plays a crucial role in joint comfort, muscle relaxation, bone strength, and even testosterone support. Leonard started adding a handful of raw almonds to his morning routine, about 12 to 15 pieces. Within a couple of weeks, he noticed his knees weren't as stiff. By week 4, he was walking faster, even climbing stairs again without hesitation. But what really struck him was how clear and stable he felt. "It's like my whole body is less reactive," he told me. "Like the little aches and pains just don't build up the same way." Magnesium helps regulate inflammation, which is often the hidden cause behind chronic joint discomfort. It also supports calcium absorption, which means stronger bones, the kind that help prevent falls, fractures, and the slow slide into physical dependence. But that's not all almonds offer. They're also a rich source of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells from oxidative stress, a major contributor to aging, joint wear, and even cognitive decline. And don't forget their healthy fats, which keep your heart strong and your cholesterol in check. And yes, almonds also support testosterone levels. Magnesium plays a direct role in hormone regulation, particularly in older men whose levels naturally decline. So when Leonard told me he felt not only more mobile, but more energetic and clear-headed, I wasn't surprised. It was his body responding to real nourishment. The best part? Almonds are easy to include. Just avoid the salted, sugar-coated, or oil-roasted kinds. Keep it raw or dry roasted, and you'll give your body what it truly needs without the hidden damage of added sodium or processed oils. As Leonard said on his last visit, it's amazing what your body can do when you stop working against it and start giving it what it needs. And that brings us to something I promised you at the start. Because while these 4 nuts can help rebuild your energy, memory, joints, and circulation, there's one nut, just one, that I never recommend to my older male patients. It looks healthy, it's sold everywhere, and yet it may be quietly damaging your erections, increasing inflammation, and blocking vital minerals your body depends on. Let me show you exactly what it is and why you should think twice before reaching for it again.
Conclusion. If there's one thing I've learned after 3 decades of treating men over 60, it's this. Sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. Walnuts, Brazil nuts, pistachios, almonds. On paper, they're just food. But inside each one is a powerful combination of nutrients that speak directly to the areas most older men struggle with: memory, strength, blood flow, confidence, and mobility. I've seen men go from sluggish and disconnected to clear-headed, energetic, and active again just by adding the right things back into their daily routine. Walnuts help restore clarity and protect the brain, so you don't just remember where you put your keys, but you feel mentally sharp and emotionally present again. Brazil nuts quietly restart the hormone engine with a trace of selenium each day. They help reignite testosterone and revive that sense of manhood so many men thought they'd lost for good. Pistachios open up circulation, not just to your heart, but to the place that gives you confidence and connection with your partner. They're nature's quiet answer to a challenge most men hesitate to talk about. And almonds? They rebuild you from the ground up. Joints, bones, energy, even your sleep. They're not just good for you, they remind your body how to move with ease again. I've shared these changes with thousands of men over the years. Not one of them walked into my clinic asking about nuts, but so many walked out feeling stronger because of them. And of course, I warned you about the one nut I tell my older male patients to avoid: cashews. Not because they're bad for everyone, but because they're high in inflammatory omega-6s and compounds that may interfere with zinc and magnesium absorption, 2 minerals critical for erections, energy, and healthy testosterone. If cashews are a regular part of your diet, and you've noticed stiffness, low energy, or trouble in the bedroom, consider taking a break from them for a while. You might be surprised by how your body responds. The bottom line is this: your body hasn't given up on you. It's just waiting for you to feed it what it needs. You don't have to accept joint pain, low energy, or fading memory as the price of getting older. Not when nature has already given us tools right there in the form of food to fight back. Start simple, one small handful a day. Let the healing happen slowly, quietly, and steadily. Then watch how your body begins to respond, because you deserve to feel strong, you deserve to feel clear, and yes, you deserve to feel like a man again. Now, if you found this helpful, make sure you're subscribed, and remember, your health isn't behind you, it's right here in front of you. Let's keep going.